Hi there friends, and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and do click on the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any updates from me. Okay, and today what we are going to do is we are going to prepare soil mix. Okay, and to watch more helpful videos like this, then please do stay subscribed to the channel. Okay, and today what we are going to do is we are going to prepare a soil mix that will be for our rooftop corn plantation. Okay, yeah, it's going to be for our rooftop corn plantation. Okay, as you might have already noticed that in the last video I already showed you guys how tiny these guys were, and it's just one day. Okay, and today that I'm shooting it, just take a look at how big these guys already have grown. They've already started giving out the blade leaves. Okay, it's really sharp and pointy and then goes round from where they start, which is why these are often termed as blade. Okay, like a sharp blade. Okay, so these are also termed as blade leaves. Okay, and it looks mainly like, if you're going to see this, okay, you won't probably be able to tell that this is actually corn, because they look so similar to any kind of normal grass, right? It can really confuse you by their appearance. They really do look a lot like grass. Okay, and like I was saying in my last video too, that these guys are really hardy. Okay, shock resistant and also drought tolerant, and I'm not using any kind of special variety of corn. Okay, but these guys are almost like this big right now, right? Like this big, on the size of my finger, right? As you can see, they're almost the size of my first finger. So they're already in a stage when you should be transplanting them. Okay, because a little bit later than this growth phase, they might just get a little bit of shock in a new kind of a soil. Okay, but let us first prepare our soil mix, and I would like to tell you that my mix was already prepared. Okay, and I'll tell you what I have put in this. But first, let us just clean out any kind of plasticky impurities. Like, as you can see, this is like an impurity of a plastic sack, right? So that I'm going to clean out. I'm going to clean out a few more. See, these are all remains of plasticky waste, and I really like my potting mix to not contain any kind of plasticky remains. As much as I can clear them up, I will. But things like this, like old grass or leaves, these are fine. These will automatically decompose and give you a really good mix, but these guys are not good. Okay, so let us first clear it out. Okay, this soil mixture was already prepared, like for other plants that I had. Okay, and so I'm just going to be reusing it, because those plants, their seasons are over. They were annual plants and their seasons are over, and now the soil is just remaining and waiting for a rotational crop plantation or whatever you want to plant in it. Okay, but of course the nutritious level has depleted because there were other plants in it, right? So they have like taken up most of the nutrition and left me with a really good soil, but not that nutritious. That is also one of the big reasons that whenever you're trying to go for any kind of rotational crop, okay, you can definitely use corn, because corns don't really need a lot of like manures and stuff, and if you do put a lot of manure, they're just going to grow really long and leggy. And I'm not really looking for long and leggy plants. I just want more production for shorter height. And like I already said, that I will not be waiting for a huge strong corn like this big with a hardened cob. Okay, so what I'm looking forward to is to harvest the corns while they're fully and completely edible. Okay, and while I can still consume them and put them into my food, and cook with them in soups and everything, like with the entire corn. Okay, that's what I'm looking forward to as a baby corn. Okay, so my soil is more or less ready. Okay, I don't really need to do a lot of like sieving and stuff. It's already like really nice and sieved. Okay, to be honest, I'm also a little scared of what insects or tiny little bugs or spiders there might be. There aren't any bugs. There could be some small little garden spiders, like tiny little ones, and I'm really not looking forward to put my hands into it. So I'm just gonna be avoiding it. So what am I going to be using? Should I need? I mean, if you have tubs like this, okay, this is like this kind of a big tub, okay, flat and big. This tub would be really good for corn, okay. But if you don't have a tub and you don't really want more corn, and then what you should be using is grow bags. They kind of have a lot of height, okay? They kind of like have a lot of height, right? They have almost a similar height, even when folded. In folded condition, they have like a similar height, right? And you can purchase this locally, and more or less all the brands will sell you the same thing because they kind of like come from the same factory where they're getting made, right? So you can use a grow bag. And let me tell you something, grow bags, even if they are like rectangular in shape, right, these guys are like kind of rectangular, okay, but when you fill these up, okay, and eventually water them, the result is that they will become rounded. As you can see, they have already lost shape because there were plants in this. Okay, I'm using it a second time, and so if you really want a rectangular bed, then you will have to give like supports from like two sides. Okay, you will have to give like supports. You can put two planks of wood, okay, supported by bricks or big stones, so that the woods can keep the shape. But I'm really not interested, because for growing corns, it's best that you grow in rounded containers, okay, so that you can get more space. And for terrace gardening, space is really of high importance, okay, so that. And there's another very important thing, these guys are also having holes, right? So what you can do is you can cover the holes up if you want, if you think, okay, or you can just let the holes be where they are, okay, and that is also not a bad idea. But covering the holes up could be nice for corn, because corns just love a lot of water, okay, and they will grow really fast, as you can see, and they're like grass, so the more water you add, the better for them, okay, but definitely do not put too much of water. But if you did, then they might go through root rot, okay. All right, so let us just introduce you again to the soil mix, okay. So what is the soil actually containing? Okay, this does not have a lot of vermicompost, because vermicompost kind of like gets utilized by the plants real quick. They like to soak up all the NPK in it and stuff. Okay, so I would say the vermicompost is basically depleted in the soil, okay, because I'm using it for the second time. But what it does have is a lot of fiber, okay, as you can see. It had a lot of cocoa peat going in, and I would say like it has 30 to 40% cocoa peat, okay. And it's very important that you put a lot of cocoa peat and water retaining fiber when you're trying to grow corns, okay, because like I said, they love water. And so it has kind of like 30 to 40% fiber going in, okay, and very negligible amount of vermicompost. And I'll have to add vermicompost again. And it has mainly garden soil, okay, nothing, it doesn't really have anything luxurious for the plants right now, okay. I'm not going to be adding any more vermicompost. What I will be adding is something that they love, that is a nitrogen booster, NPK, okay. That is what I'm going to add. All right, as you can see, this is pink and very kind of like cold to touch, okay, so that. So to this whole thing, I'm just going to be adding, say, like a teaspoon, okay. So that's exactly what I'm going to add, okay. But I think that's a little less, so I'm going to add like a little bit more. say about a teaspoon, not too much, okay, or a tablespoon, depending on what you're using. Okay, so that, and it doesn't exactly have to be anything else. Okay, I'm just going to be mixing it up very slowly, gently, and mixing it up. And where are you going to put your grow bag? That also I'm going to show you guys, okay? Alright. But on a second thought, I think I should add a bit of compost. But not too much, right? See, the soil is really well seeded, right? Okay, so I will be adding a little bit more. I think it's a little less. I'm just going to add, and my NPK is that the one that I really like using is 10:18:24 growth boosters. Okay, 10:18:24 is what I'm using. Okay. I figured I needed a little bit more, so I just added a little bit more. You'll actually decide on the quantity yourself, okay, when you're like doing the mix. Kind of, it should be like not more than 1 tablespoon, okay. If it's a small quantity, then not more than 1 teaspoon, okay. And I will be adding a little bit of vermicompost, but just a little bit, okay? Just because I have some extra to spare, but you really don't need. If you're like adding NPK fertilizer, you can actually completely skip adding vermicompost to a certain extent. You know, I won't say you can skip it, but you can definitely not use it a lot, okay? And especially with something like grass, they don't really need a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna be adding like 2 handfuls of vermicompost. Alright. And that's it. Okay, I don't really need more. This will be just fine. It's really helpful if you have something like this, okay, because this is like really helpful and helps you not put your hands into the soil all the time. Not because I'm a girl, I don't want dirt in my nails. I mean, you're literally seeing like playing with soil and playing and stuff, so that's not the time. That's not why I'm using this, but it's just because it's really, you know, it's really like helps you keep your hands off the soil when you're really not needing to put your hands in. So that's really okay. So my soil composition is ready, okay, and I'm just going to show you one. And if you want the video in Hindi, then also you can check out my channel for the Hindi version, okay. And please just stay subscribed so that I can post tips and stuff. And since I don't really edit and post videos, the thing is you will see what is actually going on and happening. So keep checking back in to see how the plants in my case is growing. Okay, I'm not going to be closing any holes for this. And one more thing, that the holes should be, see, at the sides, okay, not right here at the bottom, otherwise your soil and stuff is going to seep out. Soil and nutrition is going to seep out, okay. And so that's another thing that you should keep in mind, okay. Otherwise I'm just going to be filling this in. I'm going to show you one goal of the planting. I have like so many of them. I have like 5 pots, I think, filled with like almost 20-25 plants, and so it's going to be taking quite a lot of space, you know. That. Simpler story. I'm also going to be introducing you guys to butterfly pea or the Indian pigeon pea, the flowers, the plant. Okay, I'm going to be introducing you also to different parts of corn or maize. Okay, so you see that is how my bed is going to be. This is just the base, and I'm going to be filling it up. Dust. Okay. So that's how my corner bed is going to be. Okay. Okay. Now for the second round, I'm putting in more of the rest of it. Okay. So you see the quantity is really good of this. There's so much of dust. A lot of dust. Okay, so the quantity is really good. It's really filled up, and after it's filled up, it really becomes like round shape, and you can continue putting in lots of like layers, because see, it has like this much more that you can fill up. It's folded, right? So it will have a lot more of space. Okay, and in one of these, let me see how many I can put. Okay, just gonna be showing you very carefully. Dip your hands right in and pull out these guys. Okay, so look at the amount of roots that these guys are having. Glorious amount of roots, you see. Okay, so we are gonna be like separating these guys. Okay, there's a small one which is yet to grow, so I'm gonna keep this guy back. There is like 4. I will just take 4. And for safety, I want to grow 4 in each. Okay, and for just safety and ease, I'll just grow 5. Okay, because not all of them might just hold out really nice and well. Okay, so 5 of these are gonna go into this pot, which is a poly bag. Okay, and yeah, I don't have a lot of space, so let's try growing it like this, and we'll see over the next 2 months how far on how good these guys have grown. Okay, so there is one going in, another one going in over here, and you will always see that there is one main root, and there are like branches which are kind of thinner. Okay, and one main root, they also have this tiny bristle roots. Can you see? They have like this tiny bristle roots. So that. Okay, one will go into the center. Let me put 2 in the sides. So they have a little bit of gap, and I'm just hoping that they survive. Sometimes they do have the habit of going through root rot. Okay, so putting this in. Okay, and where should you put the pot after pot or poly bag or whatever you're growing these guys in? Where should you put it is a very common question. So you have to really like put it under the sun, and please do not put these guys in semi-shade area, because this can like really become leggy and they will not grow good. Okay, so it's best that you just, there was another small one, there's another small one, not sure these guys are gonna grow or not. Okay, so okay, so please just put these guys in the sun. Okay, your bed should be made in the sun, and just do not put this in any kind of like shaded area, because then it's not really like your help. Okay, and like always, we are going to be splashing in some water. Okay, with very gentle hands. You can put more water later on, but I will have to take this thing and put it in the place where I want these guys to be, right? So I'm just going to put it just a little bit. Another thing is, it becomes really difficult to move these polybags after you have filled soil and stuff in them. Okay, they may get torn, they will lose their shape when you try to do it, and it disturbs the roots of the plants. Okay, so it's best that you use, I mean, I tried growing a lot of different things, but if you are trying to grow something that you will not be moving around too much, okay, then these polybags are really good, which not too many people tells you. So if you are facing a lot of pests and bugs, then you will have to move your pots around. Okay, because if you don't, then they kind of start to build small little colonies and you might never really get rid of them. So I chose these polybags to grow my corns because I really wasn't finding a lot of other uses for these guys. Okay, and I have like a lot of polybags, and I will probably not be buying any more polybags because these are like not really that helpful. I really purchased this because these were like really super cheap, and now I purchase plain simple plastic pots, which are also kind of super cheap, just like 5-7 rupees of difference. Okay, so that, and okay, so I will have to find another bag and more soil mix to plant the rest of my corn, and I have like plenty of them. Over the months we will see how these guys grow. Alright, so till next video, bye bye, and stay subscribed. And if you did find the video helpful and instructive and well informative, so then please do hit the like button and share this on social media as much as you can, so that others can also plant corns from their roof. They will be able to collect sweet corns. Let's hope these guys give good corns. Okay, bye bye, stay tuned, and thank you for watching.